if you're brand new to my channel or to my page over on Facebook, we are streaming this on both Facebook and YouTube Live. So I appreciate you being here. I'm having a lot of fun drawing my self portrait and just hanging out and talking with you guys as well. So if you are joining, I would appreciate it if you would let me know if you're able to hear me. If you can just type it in the chat or something, just say yes. That would be helpful. And that way I will know if it's actually working or not. Otherwise, I'll think the whole time I'm just talking to myself, which would be really awkward when I play it back and it's on mute or something. I don't hear anything. So I'm still trying to work around the eyes right in here and just focus my attention in that area. So you might notice that this area underneath this bottom eyelid here. Hey, Brenda, thank you so much. Appreciate that over on Facebook. Thank you. So yeah, it looks quite a bit more purple than what it did earlier because I'm getting some of this reddish color in here. So when that starts to happen, then we have some value and some color surrounding this area. So it starts to magnify whatever colors are complements or different from whatever it is we're putting down. And in this case, we're seeing more blue over here. So all that purple starts to stand out. Okay, I need some ivory. I'm going to look at some of these brighter areas. And I want to make sure there's a very clear separation in that shadow right in here. Right there. There we go. Hey, Shiny. Shiny's over on YouTube Live. Thanks for joining. I'm always interested in what time it is over there where Shiny is because it's like always like 4 a.m. or something. Hey, Nancy. Thank you for the video and audio check there, Nancy. Appreciate it. Over on YouTube Live. Oh, okay, Shiny. That's funny. Okay. Oh, 3 p.m. Okay. I still like to think that it's always 4 a.m. over there, Shiny. It's like this lady that I used to work with. I can't remember what her job was exactly, but she was on the phone a lot. And every time someone would ask her what the weather was like where she was, she would always say, "It's raining." It was hardly ever raining, but she would always say that. It's raining. I just thought that was just so funny. All right, so I don't have to be real careful at this point with just getting some of these light values in here, especially on pastel matte. It's not going to matter too much. This would be very scary, though, to use erratic pencil marks like this if I was on Stonehenge or a number of other papers. But on pastel matte, it's going to work out just fine. Hopefully. Yeah, I think it will. All right. Okay, I want you to get back up there to the eyes. And oh, thanks, Nancy. Appreciate that, and I'm glad that it's helpful and that you're learning. That's good. Okay. Use this pink white right here. Some of my lightest values are going to be in this area, are going to be right here in that bottom eyelid, and then right over here in some of these reflections on the skin, where this plane starts to change direction from this concaved area and move its way back out. Hey, Deborah, how are you tonight? Good to see you out here as well. Then when that happens, I can, lighten up those areas quite a bit because I'll blend that together later on. Right up here and right there. Okay, now I've already got ivory over here. I can add a little bit of this pink white, and I do want to shift this a little bit as I don't want it to be, I don't want it to communicate as yellow. These are very, very bright values over here, because on the other side it's going to be quite a bit darker. So I want that contrast over here. There we go. Okay, now this is pink white that I'm using at the moment. And what happened to, see if I can find it. I need Arctic. This is when it gets fun, when you've rearranged your pencils and now it's a true test to see if you can actually find where you put the pencil you need when you need it. You're welcome. Yeah. Trying to find Arctic. Having trouble here Trying to find that color. What did I do with it? Well, there's oyster. That was another one I was looking for. I must have used it recently. I don't see it. Okay. So, can't find it. So, all that color is it's a lighter version of this light aqua. So, it really doesn't matter. I can use light aqua and just barely put that on the surface here. All right. And then I can add white on top of that. Add just a little bit more. Maybe I should zoom in here. You guys probably have a hard time seeing this zoomed out that much. Okay. That's probably a little better. I want a little more blue on this side. And then right up through here. A little bit over here. Oh, yeah, sure. You're welcome, Nancy. Okay. Now let's grab a very vibrant pink. Let's see. Rose Carmine should do the trick. All right. Now, even if we put colors on top of this area, it's still going to, the area that I used my white in, it's still going to be lighter because of what I've already done, reserving that area a little bit and protecting it with the white. Okay. Don't want a whole lot of this down here, but a little bit over here on the side plane of the nose. But right up here next to the area where it's the brightest, I want a little bit of this pink in here. And okay. Let me take a look. All right. I want there to be more pink right in here. Now I can be a little more loose with some of my strokes when I'm using polychromos. Um, it's just a little more fluid. It will move around a little bit more, right, with polychromos. And so I don't have to worry about that too much, about where things are going. So, so that's just something that I try to keep in mind, that if I'm using polychromos, I can, um, add it in um, in places very quickly, and I don't have to think about the exact um, stroke that I'm using. I I don't have to think about the nice form that I might be using with the pencil, like I would with a luminance pencil. So let me move over in this area, take a little bit of that away. This is going to be a brighter area right in here, so I don't want it to be too dark. There we go. Okay. I was thinking I was going to work on the eyes, but you know how that goes sometimes. Sometimes you start looking at something and you're like, I can't let that go. It'll work on that nose. It's mostly on pastel matte, Nancy. Good question. Um, I guess you're talking about being a little more loose with the polychromos. Is that right? If that's the case, then yeah, it's mostly something um, that I think about when I'm using it on pastel matte. But I can be a little more loose even on other papers as well. But pastel matte's so forgiving. Oh, good. Okay. Then you can come back in there with some of your um, wax-based pencils, or even that's not sharp. Let me grab. Gotta sharpen that. Even like Derwent Lightfast, and Derwent Lightfast, has that property of feeling quite a bit more waxy to me, and so I will use that from time to time. I do have a yellow light over here on the other side. Yeah, those are some nice, nice colors, aren't they? Shiny. I love it. Okay. It's probably going to look like a hot mess the time I'm done tonight, but that's okay. Um, I'm just trying to fire in some of these colors and some of these values, and then we'll smooth some of that out later on. I really love this part of the drawing process nearly as much as some of the finishing touches that you go through. because you have sort of a structure in place already, and you kind of get to just play in these small areas and start adding, more colors and more layers and thinking about what things are going to look like later on. And to me, it's a lot of fun. Am I alone here? I think you guys can relate to that, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Let's see, go back up here. There's something about, this highlight that I really love on noses, especially when you can lean it in both a blue and a light or reddish kind of direction. So it's so fun. I'm laughing at I'm like laughing at Fred over on Facebook Live. So if you're not able to see him, he's 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 not an artist. So um, some of his comments are always really entertaining for me. I love it. He's a he's a big supporter though, a good friend, and it's just funny. All right. Now I'm going to risk blowing this a little bit with my rocket. Sometimes if you use too much polychromos and you're not bearing down very hard, it's just like pew, everything you did, it just blows away. But that didn't happen tonight, so that's good. It's kind of weird when that happens. Not the best feeling. It's like all my work is gone. Okay, it's a little dark right there. Have to sharpen that. And that's one thing I love about Pastelmat. You feel like, oh man, I'm filling in all the tooth. This thing is nearly done. I've just nearly got all the tooth filled in, and then you can keep going over it and over it and over it with more and more layers, and that's just such a nice feeling. Yeah, yeah, that's funny, Nancy. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've heard of I've never done that, but I've heard of people doing that, using the compressed air, and yeah, that can be that can be bad. The nice thing about this rocket blaster, though, is you can press it, just slowly, and it will get rid of just a small amount. It'll only expel air in a slower velocity, right? And or you can press it very hard and very quickly, and you'll have a very brisk north wind. So it works really nice. All right, get this lighter color moved over from this bright area here just a little bit. Now I am pressing just a little bit harder, at the moment to get that light fast pencil to adhere to the paper. You can, Nancy, you can grab that off of Amazon. If you go to my website and under resources, I believe I've got a materials list, and I have it listed in there. Uh, that should point you in the right direction there. Let me zoom back out just a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, it works really well. I like it a lot better than using a brush because you're not. Yeah, I've heard of people using brushes all the, and I still do sometimes. A brush, a Swiffer jet, roller tape, different things. I was kidding on the roller tape, but what will happen is you'll take a brush and you will knock some of your darker uh, pencil flecks over into a lighter area sometimes, and I don't really want to do that. All right. Yeah, so this rocket blaster, I think that's the name of it. It's an air rocket, whatever. It's actually, made for photography to blow your lenses and different parts of your camera. You can open up your lens and blow your sensor and things like that. Yeah, 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 exactly. I think we all have done that with a brush, like you're saying, Nancy. Okay, let me take a look here. So we're getting rid of that grainy look by adding all of these layers. And I'm also thinking about the contour and the form as well. But I'm thinking less about the overall look and feel of the texture of the skin. I'm not worried about that right now. Um, do I ever need to worry about that? Well, I don't. That's that is a style choice to say, oh, I want this to look like actual skin pores or whatever. It doesn't need to look like that. It can actually look like a drawing, right? So it's a style choice. Thanks, Ramona. Good to see you out here. So, but there's nothing wrong with trying to push that a little bit further and create something that actually resembles skin a little bit as well, right? So we could do that, right? I just want to add a little bit of this Herculaneum red over here and put that in, and then I want to create that contour just a little bit more right here. So I'm going to use more red, get a darker red in here. I'm very, very lightly applying that over the skin, over this area of the nostril right there. Okay, now down here in this shadow, there's a lot of red right down in there. I love that Herculaneum red though. It's just such a great, great color. Yeah, I'm starting to lose where that dark area is right there in the nostril. So I grabbed dark flesh, right? Yeah, dark flesh right there. Just to put that in there real quick, and we'll do it to the other side as well. Just to make sure that's in there. Okay. Come back over here with my Herculaneum red. I don't know, where that name comes from exactly. I guess, but I mean, Um, I think it's maybe a made up name. I mean, isn't there a city over in Italy, right, that is close to the Vesuvius volcano, next to Pompeii? I think that one of the cities that was destroyed about 2,000 years ago, and I think it was Herculaneum or something like that. I might be wrong about that, but anyway, I wonder though. Makes me wonder if maybe the name is related to that word. I don't know. Uh, no clue at all. But it's an interesting word. I just don't know what it means. Somebody listening, if you know what it means, let me know. If somebody's close to Google, maybe you can figure it out. I don't know, but I just think it's such a beautiful color, though. Yeah, I'm not sure what this some kind of maybe a derivative of that word, I guess. But I don't. I'm not sure what it means. But it's a beautiful color. Okay, so we got one side of that nose looking like it is nearly done. All right, not sure why I did that, but I guess I got carried away on that using that Herculaneum right there. All right, so add a little more of this ivory. Kind of brush this area a little bit more. Everything that I put down already now on top of this, with this top layer of ivory, is going to be influenced by all the things that we put down underneath, right? So, right over here, let me see. Grab that dark flesh again. Okay. Right, keep an eye on my time. I'm getting long here, I think. All right. I don't want to leave that area though until I've smoothed out a little bit of this. Right in there. Okay. There's a little spot over here that I want to at least indicate that there's some movement right here in this cheek, right off the side plane of the nose. It starts to turn back, and I don't want to lose that, so I'm going to add something right here to indicate where that is. There we go. Okay. Now what I can do is look at this area, and I want to add a little bit more of this hibiscus pink, or pink, violet pink, I guess it is. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of those. Right in there. All right. And then this is a darker area right here. And it's going to be really bright next to the nose, but that nose, it didn't come down quite far enough. So grab this red and add a little bit of length right in here. And then curve that back by adding a few strokes away from that edge. And then coming back in there again with that Herculaneum red right there. Little closer then. Okay, now I don't want to put a whole lot of that because that needs to be lighter. Moves to a lighter direction right away. I want that to be pretty even application. Okay, now I want this nostril to create a gradation from a darker area in this direction, going back in that direction, and this direction, and that direction. So it needs to create a gradation just like we did over here, but it needs to turn much quicker, much faster. So I need a little tiny bit of a brighter, saturated, warm color, like red, right here, next to that dark area. And then right next to that, it's going to dissipate a little bit, right? So I'll put some of that Herculaneum right there and keep moving in this direction. Okay, now I can come back in here. Got to blend that together just a little bit with my ivory color. Now I lost a little bit of that dark color right there, so I can put that back in right there. Okay. That is enough to kind of get me out of the woods a little bit. So this plane right here in this edge of the nostril is very prominent right now, and I can see that line. That's not the way I want that to look by the time I'm done with everything, but I'm okay with that at the moment. Because I can change that later on. So I can live with it being like that at the moment. This area needs to be pretty bright. I just think there's something really nice about making that area real bright if you can, if the lighting situation is right, then this whole area can be brighter sometimes, but that little direction can change. Like it may be more up here. In this case, it's more down here because of where the light is reflecting and hitting the skin. But wherever it is, it's just nice to have a little bit of that stronger light coming through there. Okay, let's do this. Let's add a little more of this up here, and then we will add some of that pink, a little more of that brighter pink on top. Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's getting late for me and for Ramona. Um, we're out here on the East Coast, and for Deborah. So I'll push this down a little tiny bit, and I'll add a little bit more over here. Okay, I got to get rid of that line. It's bothering me too much. So I can get rid of it by just adding a few strokes of that Herculaneum, and then I can push that Herculaneum into this area that is brighter as well. Yeah, because I don't want there to be a huge difference. I don't want this to be something by the time I'm done that somebody has to go focus on, right? So if I can get those two values to be a little closer, then it's not going to be something that somebody focuses on. Okay, zoom back out. I'm going to see it over here on my monitor real quick. Yeah, hey Somia. Yeah, that's a good observation there, Somia. She's talking about how I'm using a light color after a dark color every time to blend. Yep, that's it's a way to do it. I think. I mean, it makes it easier because you're overlapping, right? I'm overlapping with a dark and then a light, light then a dark, dark then a light, light then a dark, um, and it just gets you there faster by doing that, and you're creating a smoother appearance when you do that. A smoother gradation in that value as well when you do that. Okay, where is that pink? This is nearly like a bubblegum pink, really. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted right there. Um, okay. It's getting to that point, guys, where I need somebody to tell me to stop. You tell me to stop tonight, I'll tell you to stop sometime when you need it. Okay, let me do this. And then we'll be done here in a moment. Hey, Salmia, so you're asking if I'm using any pressure. Yeah, a little bit. Not a lot, though. In some of these, like right here, I'm getting a lot of buildup of pigment. So I'm not using a lot of pressure right there. It depends on the pencil, right? And the area a little bit, but yeah, I'm not using a whole lot right there. Okay. Let's see. Add a little bit of my burnt ochre 10% right there. Just going to blend that together a little bit. Okay, I want to go all the way up there. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put this pencil right down here on my tray. So hopefully I'll remember that thought process. next time I come over there to that part of the nose, and we'll continue that right there. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. So, Salmia, we can go to bed now. Ramona and Deborah. Deborah, I will see you bright and early. So, oh, thank you, Salmia. Appreciate it. All right. See you, Shiny. Thanks for coming out here. Hey, Maria. All right, guys. I am signing off. So I will talk to you next time. Good night. Bye bye.